Hey guys, TCGLover here. I'm gonna have another card review today. Yeah, so after browsing around Return of the Duelist, and I think I've had a sort of discussion about this card with a friend of mine. It's came to my attention that this card in particular in the set Return of the Duelist is actually really interesting. So yeah, it's called Silvery Snow Sniper, and it's a common in the OCG, which is quite nice. Its effect is that you can set this card in your spell and trap card zone as a spell card. If this face down card in your spell and trap card zone is destroyed by your opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard during the end phase and destroy one card your opponent controls. Right, so this card actually has a lot in common with Toy Magician, which does pretty much the exact same thing. The only difference being is that Silvery Snow Sniper is actually much better. So what this card can do for you is you can just set it in your back row, set another face down card, and your opponent destroys it thinking oh, it's going to be some back row hate, whatever, and then they realize it's not, and if they summon something, then on their end phase they're going to lose a card and you get a card. So think about it. They destroy your card with MST, so you both, it's a 1-for-1, and then it special summons itself in the end phase, which is a +1 for you, and then you destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field, which is another one. So that's a +2 just from that. And then from your turn you can just attack or whatever. So it's really great and it's fantastic in this format. It's, you know, especially since we have all these cards, Night Beam, MST, Heavy Storm. It's just so much hate, and obviously Inzektor's getting more popular now with the priority ruling. There is absolutely no reason why you don't want to run this card. It's absolutely just insanely stupid in the way that it works. I mean, the bad side of it being is that if your opponent doesn't run back row hate, maybe if they play Chain Burn or something, it's kind of also that if your opponent sees this card in your hand, and they don't decide to destroy your back row stuff, and this card can be just sitting there on your field dead. If your opponent knows it's there, then they won't destroy it, and it will just be sitting there. So yeah, and also if you run more than one and you get it off from your opponent once, it's less likely each time that your opponent will hit the next one, because they'll be wary of the fact that you're actually playing it. But yeah, in terms of rarity wise, since it's a common in the OCG, I could really see this card going up to at least a super rare, because it's just, it changes the way we play the game, you know, really. I mean, think about how Zen mains works. I mean, you know, it can stop itself from dying, so your opponent has to waste cards on it, and then during the end phase you destroy a card, so it just generates pluses for no reason, and this card does exactly the same. It puts itself away from harm for the turn, and then it hits the field, and then it hits a card, so your opponent basically can't stop its effect on, even with Vela, because it happens in the end phase. So it's just, your opponent will be forced to do nothing, and they have to just sit there and wait for you to, you know, do its effects, and it can't stop, you know, can't set anything, can't set any monsters, can't summon anything. It'll just be, you know, whatever. So it's a really, really good card, and I would hate having to destroy this card and realizing that I can't do anything. I mean, you know, it sets up really good plays with Blade Armor Ninja, and it sets up Utopia, and it sets up Zenmeister, it sets up all those rank 4s, which are really, really good. But yeah, that's my review for this card. I could definitely see this card going up to a really high price. I think people are going to start jumping on this card. It's gonna be the next card D. It's gonna be the next tour guide. It's gonna be the next Polo Duality. The next whatever card, you know. It's just that good. So thanks for watching, guys. That's my review for today. TCGLover out.